One.
One?
We're up.
Two.
Hooray. Accretion, you want to do the honors?
Yes, let me just edit the stuff here.
What?
I'm on the site. I control the live stream. I have to actually do the live thing.
Are we online or not?
We're online. I just want to check.
Okay, well then I can start the thing while you're busy there.
All right.
Okay.
Yes. What's up, everybody listening in?
God.
This is...
How do...
What?
I want to stop.
What are you doing? This is the South-Afrifur Pawdcast. For everybody that's already listening in, I'm here with Coyote Animosus. This is Coyote Animosus. Say hi.
Hi there.
And Ivic.
How's it?
And my name is Accretion, and we're about to discuss stuff about fursuits and things and whatever is happening today. But we only have an hour, so stay tuned for the podcast because it's only an hour long. Okay. So, what are we gonna do?
We could always just look as though we're staring at each other completely, blankly, as though, we just started the podcast and we're just going... But yeah, okay. So, you're actually starting with your fursuit. How far are you in it with right now? I remember you made a tail last time we checked. How's that going?
Well, I made the tail so far. As you've seen it, I've actually did a commission. I finished a commission today for another tail for a fur that will be revealing it very soon. I want to keep that a secret because that's kind of like a surprise thing. But yeah, I've done my fursuit. I'm in the progress of doing it. I've made a foam base for the head, and I'm busy working on concept for the fur paws and fur feet and stuff.
Obviously, it's an expensive... Sorry, Accretion, did you want to say something?
No, go on.
It's an expensive endeavor. It's always going to be an expensive endeavor. I know that from a South African perspective, it's very expensive to actually go outside and actually order suits. It really does become something of a mission, considering that a lot of us don't even earn the amount of money that it would cost to buy just one part of the entire thing.
It's definitely quite expensive, but I would say the people Made For You that commissions fursuits, they really overstate their prices. They make almost 200% revenue on it.
But then again, they kind of have to make some form of living, especially if they're doing it as a profession. Yeah,
that's true. They do it as a profession, but I'd see it, how can I say... Let me give you an example of why I say it's quite overstated. So far, I've come to the foam head base,
Mm-hmm.
And basically, so far, the foam head base has cost me nothing short of 400 Rand, let's say about. And the rest of the accessories is going to cost nothing more than 300 Rand. So it's about...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
One of the things that we also need to take into account is that the American dollar is a lot stronger than the Rand. And remember, if we had to compare specific prices, and if we had to compare pricing, 300, 400 Rand to us seems like a little. It's the same as trying to buy a tap. If you buy a tap in America, you're buying a tap for $50. And $50 there is $500 here. But the same tap of the same quality will cost 129 Rand here.
Yeah, that's also true. I understand what you mean by that.
Yeah. That's if you commission your fursuit via some source in the US or in Europe. But
Made For You, yeah.
Yes, but we have a lot of fursuit designers and stuff in South Africa as well, including starter designers like Coyote, and I know Sean Wolf is building sections of your suit, if I'm not mistaken. What I noticed on the site or on the stream, which is actually pretty interesting, but unfortunately I have absolutely no idea how the process of that type of crafting works, so I can understand why I would go out and pay 30,000 Rand for a fursuit from Beetlecat, because I just can't make one myself. I won't know even where to start.
It was the same with me, finding the materials for the fursuit and all that stuff. It was quite hard in the beginning because I had no idea what I was searching for. I just went to P&A and just browsed the whole P&A through. Then I went back home. I went online and I went to P&A again the next day. Literally 3 or 4 days that I went there and bought nothing, just browsed through the aisles looking for the material.
Well, I mean,
and then eventually I found it.
And just for anybody who might be an international fur, because we are putting this onto YouTube, P&A is one of our sort of stationary providers in South Africa. I'm not sure. Do we have anything that we can compare that to in an American sense?
Waltons?
Waltons, definitely Waltons, yeah.
So if it exists in America, I don't even know if Waltons exist in America. But it's practically stationary. You'd get all sorts of things there, from paper or glues and stuff like that to you name it, all sorts of stuff. But coming to the fursuit material, where did you get the actual material to design it? Because a lot of the things aren't actually available at like P&A and those type of places. It's more like what you would find at the Oriental Plaza in the middle of Johannesburg. Yote.
It's a Chinese, what do you call it? China Mall.
Yeah, or
something like
China Mall or something.
You actually hit it directly on the head. I got all my material from Oriental Plaza at actually a very good price. That's why I can start commissioning and stuff.
Well, I might want to commission you at some point. We're both green, by the way.
Which is quite cool. Green foxes.
Well, I'm
you're
a
a fox. A wolf.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like that.
Okay, I am someone else replied on my audio, so I put the volume a little bit up. And James Howard says, Waltons is in America. I stopped by when I stayed in Las Vegas.
You lucky bastard for being in Las Vegas.
Viva Las
Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, but unfortunately, like for example, now that we have you here that is actually creating a suit and a tail and everything like that, I've never actually met around 30 furries already personally, but I've never actually come across one that is a suitor or that even has a suitor. The closest that I've got to was a guy wearing a collar.
I gotta say, fursuiters and fursuiting in overall is really in a minority in South Africa. I think there's one guy on the forums that I saw. His persona is a lion. He actually has a partial fursuit from an American fursuit maker thing.
I know a couple of them do, but for example, Nixie, I think she had a bunch, if I'm not mistaken, and
she says that she's had about 8 people commission her, but I mean, I'd love to actually see her suits. That would actually be really, really amazing.
Well,
the 8 that she's actually commissioned.
She did post on the group, but I'll have to find it again to actually show you guys or something like that. I might if I'm putting this on YouTube, I'll probably stick examples on the YouTube thing for people like that, including what Yote is doing at the moment. If you want that, obviously. So
naturally, obviously,
and because I know a couple of furs from the South-Afrifur website actually had even commissions fursuits, including that guy, that horse guy. What is his name?
Erwin.
Erwin hasn't. Look, I mean, Erwin won't be doing suits anytime soon. I remember he ran into a bit of financial trouble there a while back, so he had to sell his stitching machine.
Oh. Okay, all right. Yeah, but
it's a bit awkward.
For other names, is the other guy that I know that created sections of a fursuit for Coyote specifically, I think it was Sean Wolf, if I'm not mistaken, and
James Howard as well. He's created, I think, a tail by now. I'm not sure if he's anything else, but I know that he's also now working on his Halloween costume, which is going to be Pyramid Head, which I have I've actually also said maybe he should turn it into like a dragon, which would be fucking amazing. I would cream my pants if I saw that. At the same time.
By the way, Halloween is now in a month's time, so if you want to talk about, is it a month's time or is it the end of this week?
October the 31st.
October. Oh yes, for anybody else that's listening in, South Africa doesn't actually celebrate Halloween. We just recently got into the Halloween thing, or at least dressing up parties and stuff like that, but we don't really do the Halloween thing, knocking on people's doors asking for candy. Especially when you're a child, we didn't do that because it was actually very dangerous.
Knock, knock, it's raping time.
Knock, knock, it's me, and the guy that's going to answer your door is going to answer with a 486 rifle or something. So
well, I mean, I was actually more considering that if it is a woman, it would be a blood-curdling scream and pepper spray.
Yeah, but as far as Halloween goes, now that you mentioned that Pyramid Head is, I hope we do that thing again on the site where we change our names, because that was my theme last year, was the Red Pyramid guy, and I created this little character, the Red Pyramid guy, that has like a fetish for triangles. Because of the pyramids.
you should turn him into a guy who has a fetish for circles just for the fuck of it.
No. It is for triangles, and it makes perfect sense because of my Sona being a Nubian jackal, a pyramid guy, obviously. But
Fair enough. Get it now.
Yeah, we'll check how it goes. I'm afraid that if we're gonna start it the next time, that people are gonna hijack other accounts, which is pretty possible. We wanted to do that, but then we know, okay, well, now the administration of the site is probably gonna give us some nonsense for something like that.
Yeah.
Accretion, you talked a bit earlier about Sean Wolf helping me with the parts of my suit. A while ago, me and him were like having a conversation about the nose, and I was unsure how I was going to do the nose of the suit, and it's quite a hard thing to do. And I made a thread on Zaffer asking the people which would they like more, the nose, the resin nose, or the plush nose, and everybody replied with the resin nose. And he said he can help me with that because he's got a buddy that does resin there in CT where he lives. Yeah, and that's how it came upon that him helping me with the nose and stuff.
That's actually quite interesting. Actually, one of the things that we actually forgot Rags. Rags actually went out in his suit at the last Gauteng Braai, and got a lot of attention for what he did. We attempted to harass some bouncers, but the thing is that the one problem with the resin, or I think he was using clay for his teeth. I know that by the end of the evening, he probably had to replace a couple of teeth for that. I was wondering if you had any idea of how maybe to fix that.
Well, I'm using...
Yes, Coyote? Sorry.
No problem. I'm using baking clay myself. They call it Fimo. I've used it on the claws so far, but I haven't put it through like a
rigorous testing, yeah.
Rigorous test, yeah. So maybe it might be needed to look into an alternative, like maybe latex teeth or something like that, something that can really bend and stuff.
I thought you guys didn't have buoys.
We don't.
What was that then?
Oh, it was my phone getting the SMS.
Samsung Watch.
On silent. Meow.
No, but what I wanted to actually point out is that if you're new to fursuiting and anything like that you mentioned Ragnarok adding to change a couple of teeth and stuff like that. If there's one thing I do know about fursuits is that you never go out without at least a handler or somebody that has a good that you can actually if you're going out in public, for example, that you always need a handler so that people don't just jump on you or pull your tail. Now that you're talking about harassment while you're in a fursuit, and the reasons for a handler is not only that; it's actually also because of your limited field of vision. It's because you actually almost see directly in front of you with like fursuit eyes, and you cannot really see what's going on in your left and right hand side and stuff like that.
I know that people have been able to adapt fursuit heads to at least sort of accommodate glasses. And that was the one thing that I sort of felt. I was trying on one of Animosus's heads that had actually been given to him, and the field of vision that I had, minus my glasses, I would run into things. I'm pretty sure that if there were poles nearby, that would be the first thing I would hit.
Yeah, the field of vision is definitely a problem when doing fursuits. That is even with me, with the concept I have of the mesh inside, the mesh keeps on like poking you into the eyes, and that kind of restricts your movement inside. So you can barely move your head, and then it pokes, and that also affects the field of vision when you're trying to look, because you can't look directly down. You can't see your feet.
So you can't actually see where you're walking or standing. That's actually also a problem.
That is a big problem. You can't even, when like when you hold your phone normally, you can't see your phone. You gotta like hold it almost above your freaking eyes to see it.
Which is why furries don't text, or at least fursuiters. It's like, what are you doing right now? Radio silence. What were you doing 3 hours later? Nothing.
Well, if you see a fursuiter with his paws off, he is busy either getting something out of a bag, or he's doing anything, because with the paws, you're also not really actually capable of doing practically anything on your hands.
Well, I mean, it depends. Oh, we got a guest. Who's the guest?
It's Lurigo.
Okay. Well, no problem. Guys, just a quick note. As those of you who are watching this channel, we're going to try using this one a bit more often, because it does what it needs to do. However, we have I've heard a lot of problems with regards to the stream, but like and follow this. Otherwise, just like and follow our South-Afrifur page on YouTube. We're hopefully going to get some what's the word? What am I looking for again? The word is content. We're hopefully going to get some content up within this week, especially in respect to our last chat that we had, and maybe even this one if Accretion feels up to it.
Yes. No, we're definitely going to post this one, so it's everything is going to be posted onto YouTube, etc. That is what you're asking, eh? All right, I'm just quickly going to post something that I found online about fursuiting. It's probably the best guide for fursuiting that I've ever read. It is V's FA guide. I'm posting it on the social thing here. It's a
the doobly-doo
Fur Affinity link, and the guide includes all sorts of things about interacting, fursuiting for newbies, fursuiting around children, outside the fandom, handlers, inside the suit, obviously. For example, one of the major things here is that because of dehydration and heat exhaustion, in South Africa we do know the weather here isn't really made for wearing hot things like that, even in winter time. It's very important notes here, and especially with undergarments for fursuits, just to keep the damn thing clean, because you are going to be sweaty and you are going to mess up the fursuit like that, and it's not just something that you can easily just put in a wash, especially the head. The head is not something you can put in the wash in the tumble dryer. So it's just
dry cleaning.
Cool guide to show how to take care of a fursuit. I'm just sending it among you guys as well quickly. There we go. It's on the Skype stream.
Accretion, we have a couple of problems in respect to the app. It's that apparently the app itself is an absolute crapshoot. for a lot of the furs that have actually attempted to look at it from their phone. But yeah, I think it's very, very buggy. So I think at best, if they've got internet access,
if they have internet access with the phone, the best option would be just to go to the URL. You understand, and you don't always have to use everything through an app. You can actually just click the link and go to the URL, and it should stream, and it should work fine. If the app doesn't work, it doesn't actually make sense, because it works perfect on my side. It works on Larigo's side, I think.
Well, we hope so. But as you can see, like, the thing is that there are some issues. I don't necessarily. It says that it buffers every few seconds, but then again, maybe it has more to do with South African internet than it has to do with the site itself. It doesn't necessarily gear to this kind of bandwidth, or lack of, for that matter.
Yeah, it seems like everybody's complaining about it. They say the site lags and the app lags.
Yeah.
Buffering every few seconds and stuff.
Guys, you know this is not what I want to hear, eh? But regarding excluding the technical issues, we're gonna post this on YouTube, so even if the app is causing too much cock and stuff like that, we can try and see if there's going to be another option, but this is the best one I found for the entirety of the 3 days that we are offline. Lag.
Okay.
Lag. Direwolf is saying lag.
Hashtag lag.
Hashtag lags, because laggity lag, de lag. Any case, jeez. How do I pause this? I've got you can't pause the live stream, can you?
If you can pause if you're listening. If I pause it now, I'm stopping it.
Yeah, how do I pause it? Do I press the pause?
No, just turn the volume down.
I've turned the volume down. It's completely off.
Why do you want to pause it?
Well, just so that I don't have to
use that bandwidth as well.
Yeah, it's alright. It doesn't really matter. It's fine. Any case, moving on.
Yes, on the
Fursuits.
topic at hand. Yes. Where's Yoti?
Yot?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
Yeah.
Sorry, got lost for a moment.
Starstruck again?
Yes, as usual.
Well, I mean, it's not like we're if we invited you maybe 3 to 4 years from now and we were like big celebrities, then maybe we'd treat you with disdain and anger. No, like seriously, like one of the things that we're just trying to do here, and that's the wonderful thing, is that it's just good to have, you know, interaction with South African furs, speaking to them about their own private projects and things like that. I mean, there are a couple of interesting things coming up that I've been keeping tabs on, both on South-Afrifur and things like that. And you know what? Thank you for actually taking the time to join us, by the way. I don't think we've actually properly thanked you.
Oh, yeah.
You're welcome.
And like I said, I mean, like if anything, we want to be able to branch this out to a point where we're able to speak to international furs, maybe get you on again where we're talking to a fursuit maker from America who'd be able to give us all tips and hints and things like that. That would be amazing. Both in respect to, you know, how we act as fursuiters, because I know that in South Africa, like almost everyone here would love to have a fursuit.
Oh, that is true, but the money isn't correct for it, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And I mean, there has been a very big influx of younger furs. Actually, you know what? If we could actually maybe go off topic just for half a second, Accretion, would you mind?
No, don't mind at all.
Because I mean, I know that you and me, we're both, you know, 26 and you're 28, and yes, we can tell our ages on here because we're really, really old. Well, not really. I mean, there's a couple of older furs who might necessarily, they could be listening, they might not be listening, we'll see, but they'll obviously be able to see it when we put it onto YouTube. But there has been a large influx, both internationally and nationally, of extremely young furs, and I mean, it brings in a completely new demographic of how we consider ourselves to be furry. And maybe that's one of the questions that I want to ask you, Yot, is how do you see yourself as a furry? How did you like become one? When did you sort of find out about it?
Oh God, I was hoping this question wasn't gonna come up.
Come on, it's how we ask every single question here. How did you become a furry?
Okay, well, let's see the PG-13
actual
rated side
porn.
of it. Is 2 years ago at Rage, my one buddy, you know him, Conrad. I mean Ivic. You know him,
I remember the name.
Jason.
Yes.
Bayshore.
Well, I'm not sure. Bayshore is probably copyrighted.
Yeah, probably,
Just
but
saying.
he says he's going to change his name, but I won't say what his name is because let him get the honors of changing his name. But anyway, how it happened was we were actually landing at Rage, and our friendship was basically beginning there. And we talked about furries was one of the topic that came up, and I was like, I googled it once, but I didn't understand what it was all about because I also always thought there was only a sexual side to furries and it was like taboo and stuff.
Yes,
But I always had. Yeah, I always had the attraction to furries and stuff. And as
Attraction? Explain attraction.
Nice.
Don't say the word attraction without having to explain it.
Okay, the attraction in a way that, an anthropomorphic way,
Oh,
I
this is
don't
getting
know.
better. Yeah, carry on.
Not in a sexual way. There's a difference, yeah. But anyway,
I'm just
sorry
giving
about
you
that.
guff. Don't worry.
Yeah. Anyway, going on. So I googled furries there when we were sitting at Rage, and I was like, wow, this is actually pretty cool. And he was the first person ever to agree with me. Yeah, it's cool. And from there on, I didn't know there was a fandom and stuff, and I was just like speaking about it. And in the beginning of this year, I started getting really curious about what more furry. And there's more yif than fur, actually, if you know what I mean. And it started from that. And soon I realized I actually Googled South African furries because I'd never heard of it in South Africa, and I came upon the Zaffer site. And from there on, both my other two friends that also furries, Bayshore including, didn't know about this.
Maybe just say Jason for now. Again, like I'm not sure if that name's been copyrighted. And I'm just thinking that the person who is possibly Bayshore or Bayshore is created around will probably become very upset if he ever comes across our little podcast here.
Yeah, sure, no problem. But yeah, where was I? Yeah, from there on, just try to do anything furry. I even searched for furry music. I searched everything that is furry.
Lapfox.
And then I came upon fursuits.
Lapfox.
Yeah, that's one of the extra furry music stuff that I found.
Name dropped. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Speaking of furry music, if you haven't listened to it just yet, I also want to do a little bit of name dropping here. Someday We Will Leave This Town. I know that Asbjorn at one point said that it was a very good song. Very interesting music video. Has a couple of fursuiters in it, since it's sort of semi-on topic as well. Yeah, have a listen to it. If you just look for Someday We Will Leave This Town, go right ahead. Please just have a look at that song. It is absolutely amazing.
Someday
Really,
we will
really
leave
interesting.
this town.
Someday We Will Leave This Town.
Yeah, well, if you're talking about music artists in the furry community or furry fandom, I think there's only two that really deserves the names, and it is Wolfgang and I don't know how to pronounce it. Richard Type. Wolfgang and Richard Type. If you're talking about electronic music, they both do drum and bass, dubstep, and house music. Those are probably the two best musicians that I've heard in the entire fandom so far. Anyways, back on topic.
Yeah. Hooray. I've got a bottle cap in my mouth. I'm going to put that out. Any case, so well, when you finally get your entire fursuit up and running, like, what do you expect you want to do? Let's put it like this. What is the very first thing that you would like to do with it? I mean, and maybe if you'd like, we could also say, I don't know, if we have cameras and things like that, we can also follow you around as a fursuiter. Would you like us to do that?
Yeah, that would actually be very cool, because that is one of the things I really want to do when the fursuit is now, like, my concept fursuit is complete. I want to go out to a fur meet and with it.
Yeah.
You know? and I want to go to expos with other furries with it, like other furries being, you can say like the handler. And that effect.
Right,
I'm a good bouncer.
Just so that the rest of the world can understand. In South Africa, when we refer to a fur meet, it's practically just a group of people coming together. We do not have any conventions or anything like that this side. So we actually interact with the people on a much more personal level. We're talking to each other and stuff like that around like a braai or a drinking session. A braai is basically
a barbecue.
South African terminology for a barbecue, except we use actual fire. And wait. Burn?
Ironic.
Burn. Well, it's that, but we don't make burger patties. We take steak and vors.
That's what would you?
Farmer's sausage.
Farmer's sausage.
Farmer's sausage. That just sounds so like a porno.
Hey, do you want to come to the barbecue for my farmer's sausage? Oh yeah.
Yeah. No.
And then the porno music plays like waka chaka wow wow.
But Coyote, on that topic again, what would be the first thing that you'll actually do in your fursuit? You mentioned that you want to attend a meet, but obviously you're going to attend a meet before this fursuit is even created in a short while. Or I think so, because you're in Johannesburg and the influx of new furries that is there is actually pretty amazing. Are you planning on attending a bigger meetup with, let's say, myself, Ivic, and everybody in that area?
Yeah, I would. That's my idea to like meet up with more people. I like to meet more furs and stuff. But touching on the topic again of what I want to really do with the fursuit, I want to go ice skating with it.
Ooh, that sounds difficult.
Sounds painful.
Well, me and Jason, or he just told me I can call him by his fur tag, Marotter, said that we're going to go ice skating soon with my tail. So yeah.
Okay. Well, the thing is that there was actually Speaking of which, it's not that painful. There is in fact a video on YouTube right now about a whole bunch of people in Europe, not ice skating but skiing in full suit.
I've seen that.
Very, very awesome. I can't remember what the name was. Hopefully we'll be able to find a link for that when we post this onto YouTube. But yeah, it is. It sounds awesome. It sounds really, really epic.
Where is the nearest ice rink in Johannesburg for something like that now? Because I know the one in Key West closed. That was the closest to my home when I lived there.
There's one in, well, there are 2 or 3, I think. There's one in Silver, what is it, that place in Krugersdorp, there's one. I know that there's another one in freaking East Rand.
Isn't it?
The one where me and my... Yeah? Sorry?
No, continue. Where do you go?
Me and my other 2 friends, Jason, let me know how to say, Marauder and Tiger, usually we go to Northgate Dome every 3 or 4 weeks or so.
Okay.
Could you just say his name a bit more clearly? It sounded like you said Marauder.
That's the idea of the name.
Marotter.
Marotter.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Another otter furry.
Yeah, but he's been there. It's Jason.
And
Spatial.
Oh, yeah. Okay, right. Yeah, I know him. Sorry.
Anyway.
All these different names. All right, so...
Yeah, we were speaking about that earlier.
So, yeah, okay. I am someone else said Northgate, so
that's Twisted Dan, remember?
Twisted Dan said Northgate, so he is ahead of us, actually, with that one. But yeah, that's what I remember. Northgate was actually Northgate was an ice rink, but it's not a full-size ice rink, if I'm not mistaken. You cannot play ice hockey on it, or am I incorrect?
No, they do. They play ice hockey. There's a league playing there. We know one of the people playing in the league there.
So it is full size. It's actually the standard size. So I remember something.
The standard size.
I remember something different. Some people complained when they closed the one in Key West, saying that the Key West one was bigger. I was kind of okay. Well, doesn't matter. But I can't ice skate to save my life. I'm the person with zero balance. I even tried to skateboard, and So I can just imagine ice skating in a fursuit might be one of the worst things for me to try, because I'm that person that you see in the ice rink on the side holding the barriers and stuff so that I don't slip and fall over. No,
the last time I did that, I was in grade 8, and I mean, I'd done a bit of rollerblading a couple of years before, and I'd actually done a little bit of ice skating when I was still in America. And so I was actually also holding onto the side, and I decided, okay, cool, I think I've got my balance right. Start sort of moving straight out towards the middle of the ice rink, and I know Scratch would be able to vouch for this. I within 2 seconds of being there, slipped, fell straight on my face, and I actually have a scar to prove it, right above my eyebrow, for my efforts at beginning to do ice skating again.
Yeah, so in a fursuit, I can just imagine that just being, nope, it's not going to work.
Broken.
Not going to work. But at least you don't get cold. That's the other thing.
Yeah, actually, most of the times when I go ice skating, I take my jacket and stuff with me. And as you ice skate, you get warmer and warmer, and then you just take off your jacket. Yeah. And you ice skate with a t-shirt. So, yeah.
Yeah, that is just another thing that might turn into an issue with a fursuit. Any form of physical activity, even if it's on ice, I believe you would just heat up inside that thing and just turn into...
That's actually... I thought about something today when fursuiting. The camel packs?
The what?
Those packs, the camel packs, those packs that they keep on their back while cycling or running and stuff.
You could freeze that.
Freeze one and put it on your back, and then you have a constant water supply.
They do also, I mean, above and beyond that, they have that thing. I think it's a European company that's been making it. They have that. It's that suit. Or that little body armor thing. It pretty much looks like a bulletproof vest, but it actually comes with ice packs, where people have actually been managing to fursuit quite, vigorously for up to about 3 hours.
I've seen that. I think someone made a post on the forums about it. They call it the Easy Cool jacket or something like that.
That's correct, yes, the Easy Cool jacket.
But it's quite expensive.
Yeah, well, I mean, for us, it's quite expensive. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's quite expensive everywhere, but, I mean, it's something to look into. If you wanted to say, take one of those packs that you're talking about, you freeze one, you put it in front, and you freeze one, and then you have one in the back for a water supply. Or booze, if you're as adventurous as I am.
I'm gonna quickly actually say something. I think alcohol might be the best solution to this, because what FAV's guide for fursuiting says right at the end. There are some people that I'm reading this and quoting now. It's FAV, Furry from Furfinity. There are some people that would like to put on an ice pack around their chest or waist, thinking it would keep them cool. This is a bad idea. The ice will be in contact with a small area of the body, while the rest of the body will be warm or hot. The body will react poorly to the difference and will be suddenly violently ill. There will not be any warning. You will suddenly vomit inside your head from system shock. And this is an experienced fursuiter that says this, eh? And it makes perfect sense. Intense. It makes perfect sense, because you get a type of cold fever when you're just cooling off a certain section of your body. So you're gonna need something that is a complete suit, sort of, that kind of controls the temperature. But cooling your body with a single or multiple ice packs might not be a good idea.
So the idea behind the camel pack was just for not freezing it to keep you cool. It was for water for hydration.
Yeah.
Because you get dehydrated. You can't really drink something through the mouth of the suit because you'll just.
If it's one of those open ones, you get yourself a nice long bottle. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you get straws. Remember, a simple straw is the solution for it. It's not rocket science to drink any fluids while wearing a fursuit head, as long as
drunken fursuiting.
Yes, Shoti?
Sorry. No, I've seen videos on YouTube of someone going to McDonald's with their fursuit and then literally eating fries with the furry hands, and they put it in through the mouth of the fursuit. I can't imagine that fur getting wet in your mouth from the fries, or the straw. You push that furry hand right up into your mouth, and then you can like taste the fur.
Well, there's nothing wrong with tasting a little bit of fur.
Yeah, it depends on how precious you think your own suit is. I believe if you really care for it or something like that, you probably not try something like that. If it's obscured space where you're gonna have to insert food to get it to your mouth, you understand what I mean? But if
insert food here.
Insert food here.
Yeah. Put that sign on like a furry's ass. Oh yeah.
Insert food here. Insert yeah. Yeah, that is probably something that you might find in any ways. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's just a thing about the ice pack and stuff like that. Now I understand water or something like that is maybe fine, but it's just regarding the cold fever thing and becoming ill and stuff like that. Regulating a certain section of your body's temperature too drastically can cause illness. So yeah, that's one thing that might be a little bit of a problem.
Okay. Well, that is interesting.
But another thing is also regarding dehydration and stuff like this. The first thing that you need to actually do is just take the head off and.
Yeah, well, I mean that's what the no head zones are made for.
Yes.
I mean that's especially at
larger cons and stuff.
Yeah, because I mean as soon as you take off that head, I'm sure that it's one hell of a breath of fresh air. I know that. I mean, knowing that I have been on a motorcycle a couple of. Well, not a motorcycle. I say motorcycle, but it wasn't. I mean, even when you're riding a bike and that helmet comes off, it is amazing. No matter how hot it is outside, you take that helmet off and you're just free.
Yeah, it depends. Some people have that form of claustrophobia that they can't wear like a bike helmet, like a motorcycle helmet.
Well, there are helmets made for that as well. There's the one with just the visor and the helmet around them, without the bottom area for the mouthpiece.
That's like that old Harley Davidson. We called it the piss spot that you put on, and it's just it's like glasses for your eyes.
Afrikaans translation to English for piss spot is pretty much consider it. A bucket. Yeah, a pissing bucket.
That is just very, very terrible. That is old Harley helmets. It just looks completely crap. But
I don't think that could be any measurement of safety. If you fall with one of those helmets, it's like, protect my hair.
Well, protect your skull. That's practically it. But you can still hit your face against the ground.
You can still break your jaw, your nose. You can lose an eye.
Yes. But so it's just an off-topic thing. But yes, I know some people can't wear something that disrupts their airflow, and that's actually what it is. In a motorcycle helmet, if you breathe out, you feel the heat of your own breath coming back towards you, and I believe the same thing you'll get when wearing a fursuit. So if you can't sleep under a blanket, you're not going to last very long in a fursuit, and it's maybe something that you're going to have to kind of get used to instead of something else when you're doing that.
One of the other things that I've noticed now, I mean, for a ninjas versus pirates little cosplay birthday party that I did a couple of years back, one of the issues, and especially with that breathe back factor, I know for a fact that after I had that little ninja visor thing on for a long time, the next day I was sick as a dog. I was wondering whether that might actually be something. I'm not sure if FAV actually says anything in concern to that. But I mean, do you think that might also be an issue?
No, I don't think it's entirely that. I mean, you can wear a motorcycle helmet for almost forever. You can actually. It's just that uncomfortable hot air that you're breathing in all the time. But I think the thing that you got is you probably got a fever or something like that. If you get sick or something, I don't know. Or you could have been. What were you doing?
I was a ninja.
You were a ninja.
Running around a lot.
Running around and stuff like that. All other concepts of things that might turn you sick. Also, another thing is for those wearing fursuit, for those people that's gonna meet people that is wearing a fursuit, a furry in a fursuit has limited field of vision. We already discussed this. Do not attack the person from behind and hug him and stuff like that. If you're not 100% sure, is fine with something like that,
because if they're not fine, you will probably get smacked in the face by an elbow.
Most definitely.
Because it might hurt. The moment somebody is in something like that, for some reason, people think that person is immune to pain. But it is no, it really is. It's a thing that is happening. You see a guy wearing something like that, and then you think that he doesn't feel properly or something like that. It's really funny.
There's enough padding in there for everyone,
especially the kids. They always attack something like that.
Yeah, it depends. Remember, you get, for example, the fursuit that I want to commission through Beetlecat. That's not padding; it's skin tight. It's not a padded suit. It's a skin tight suit.
Yeah, mine's not going to be padded either.
Well, it's not skin tight like those heavy skin tight suits, but it's not padded. It's just something that you can take off and you can actually throw the whole suit in the wash except the head and the
like a simple shirt or something.
Well, like a hoodie. You understand?
Yeah.
Like loose, but that type of material. Oh, not that type of material, but not padded. Okay, Ivic is laughing at something.
You said hoodie.
Yeah, like hoodie. Don't you know what hoodie is?
I know what a hoodie is, but you said hoodie.
Hoodie.
Hoodie. You said hoodie.
Oh, okay. Sorry, it's my South African accent popping
it's
through.
Afrikaans accent.
Afrikaner accent.
Once again, anybody listening to this podcast thread thing, I get amused by some of the strangest things around. Please don't mind me if I start canning myself. I will try to explain myself. And if it's not funny to you, that's okay.
But I'm also...
I just want to say something.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding the claustrophobic topic, believe it or not, I am claustrophobic. And I think that's going to be a huge problem when fursuiting. Because even now with this... only the foam base, I can't keep it on longer than 2 to 3 minutes. I get completely freaked out. So yeah, that's another issue that I'll address, like making more space maybe inside the muzzle or something.
Yeah,
just wanted to put that out there.
That's a big thing because of that. The moment you feel your breath coming back in your face, then that's that uncomfortable feeling you feel enclosed. So that's that's probably the worst of it. But for you, it's fine. As long as you're 100% aware of it. The thing is I'm talking about people that buys a fursuit for 30,000 rand, and then they don't understand that it's actually it's actually a little bit of a story to wear that thing. It's not just like wearing a piece of clothing that you can easily run around with, you can easily see around you with, or anything like that. That's just the technicalities of it, but the rest of it, it's all just it's still what we do. It's what we think. I think Ivic wants a fursuit. I want to commission the fursuit at the moment. I think Scratch, even that is not here today, wants a fursuit. So it's something that is practically almost in all of us. Not every furry, but most of us.
Yeah.
Most people. Yeah.
Like I said, I mean, what we'd actually, in all fairness, what we'd like to do is that maybe, Yota, I know that you don't use your Fur Affinity account for all the right reasons, because everybody who lurks on Fur Affinity is looking for pictures, nefarious ones at that.
Fur Affinity pictures.
For affinity pictures by other people, so that they can, do things with them, and like and whatever. But the thing is that maybe from here on out, what would be awesome is that we're going to link your fursuits. Your Fur Affinity page on here, And then what you can do is that then you can post your progression pictures and the stuff that you're doing.
The same,
and just saying that, you know what, South African people are actually doing this right now.
The same pictures that you're posting on South-Afrifur's site. It's a good idea to actually post it on your Fur Affinity account. Just
I wasn't quite aware that Fur Affinity is, well, I know Fur Affinity is big, but I was more like catering to the South African people, but I would like, I am going to update my commission details and pricing and everything on Fur Affinity for those of you.
You are doing it. You are doing it for South African furries. Remember that you can also say that you are not shipping or anything outside of South Africa, specifically because the issues that come with shipping from South Africa or to South Africa are vast and
expensive.
Very. So, I mean, obviously, like, when you do sort of update your commission stuff, remember, do yourself a big favor, because, you know what, you're here, you're on a little podcast, and make yourself well known. I know it might just be amongst South African furries for now, but, you know, people will, begin to speak. And the thing is that one of the things that we're also trying to do is we're trying to get as many furries within South Africa to sort of, if you're not experienced within the international field just yet, to actually get there and, be known. And hell, I mean, if anything, if one of our little podcasts ever allows for somebody to go overseas to a con or something like that, because, people are interested in what we do, that would be amazing. I would love for that to happen. I mean, it's one of those things where, we're trying to get that opportunity. We're trying to get that sort of thing going because it's important to us.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna wrap this stream up in about 9 minutes. But what I wanted to actually say is you're 100% correct there, Ivic. I mean, the thing is consider the amount of furries in South Africa, right? You would get a it's a decent amount in my opinion, an unexpected amount actually, but consider the amount of furries just in California. Then you're talking about gigantic numbers, and even so much so that even those that join one particular community is lists and lists and lists and pages of people. And the reason for it is because these people use international type of exposure to actually get their stuff there and stuff like that. So using Fur Affinity is not a bad thing. And jumping between the different sites all the time, I see the most successful guys with their artwork and fursuit designs and stuff like that. What they do is they make sure they have an account on Furry, on Fur Affinity, on what's the new Weasel or whatever. How do you pronounce that? Weasel.
What?
That weird new site on DeviantArt and all these different sites. They make sure that they have an account there, and every time they post an update, they make sure it filters to all the sites so that they can get the exposure that they want. What is that site name? Now that I haven't been corrected.
Well, something that I was hoping for with this podcast was to, kind of like exposure, like you said, with advertising and stuff, to the furries that's listening to this podcast, and to let everybody know that I have started with commissions, but my commissions are progressing. I'm only doing tails at the moment, but as I'm doing my concept suits, I'm moving on from more commissions. So at this point, when I'm completely finished with my concept suits, I will commission full suits.
Okay. Put down your list at some point. We'll see how your work goes. I'd call that Weasel.
Yeah, it is Weasel. It's pronounced Weasel. Everybody knows it. Ivic. There we go. Weasel.com. With a Y. But in any ways, that's what I mentioned. So I posted, Yoti, I posted your FA account on the South Africa on the stream here. It's gonna be on the. I'm gonna post it probably as I'm saying this on the YouTube video. Unfortunately, like the live stream we did with Ustream, we cannot use video anymore. So I'm posting it like this now to get it onto YouTube and stuff like that, so that everybody that watches that thing can have access. It's gonna be on FAF as well. The moment the content is up, I'm gonna link each and every podcast to Fur Affinity forums and stuff like that, so that they can also be aware that there are furries living in the Southern Hemisphere, apart from Australia and South America. So yeah.
I've also taken the liberty of posting, well, attempting to, posting the link to the South-Afrifur YouTube site. Just get rid of that HTTPS, because it doesn't seem like it picks up as a link with it.
See, nothing picks up as a link. Nothing picks up as a link.
Weasel does, and so does the Fur Affinity site, but that one doesn't. So just copy paste the www.youtube.com channel that I've just posted there. Those of you who are online, have a look, subscribe, and we'll start getting some content up there as soon as we get finished with a lot of this editing, because it does take a while, seeing as like an hour to listen through. It'll take about 2 to 3 hours to finish at best. Am I wrong?
For this thing to go up.
Yeah.
No. It takes a little bit longer. It takes longer to render the video and go through hours worth of photo editing, link editing, and stuff that you need to put on there. Sorry, but it's the way Premiere works. And then you need to render the whole thing. All right, but I think I'm gonna wrap this up. So we're gonna say cheers for now. Mm-hmm. All right, Yote, thanks for joining us on this podcast. Will be cool.
It's a pleasure having you.
Yes.
It was nice being on the podcast. I appreciate it. As the first guest ever.
Yes, of course, he's the first guest.
Yeah, he's the first guest.
One of the things that I want to say is that remember to watch out for Sunday evening, around about this time again, where we're going to be doing all of this again, and we'll hopefully have an interesting topic for then. I think Wednesday should be our guest day.
Yeah, and Sunday we can also have a guest, but it depends.
It depends on what we want to talk about. It depends on what we found and things like that. And depends on who we have as a guest lined up.
Yes.
Otherwise, we might just talk. We might just talk about furry issues in general.
Drama. No drama. No drama.
Yes.
Not on this podcast, please.
And today, today on the South African news, we have found out that this person and this person have broken up, and it has caused massive rift within the furry community. Again. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to end the stream. It's cheers from me, Ivic.
Here we are.
And cheers. All right, it's just ending the stream.